I'm here with Brent, who is the artist of the whole event. And Brent, thank you for being on the road in between.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us about watercolors and how you got involved with watercolors.
Okay. I was a senior at Mississippi State studying landscape architecture, and I had an elective to spare, I guess. So I took Watercolor 1 by Brent Farrar, who was head of the art department at the time and still teaching classes. And I was hooked. I mean, I was hooked. I mean, I'd taken various graphic classes and art classes, you know, because of my degree. But you know, watercolors kind of spoke to me like, you know, nothing ever had until that point.
And he had the passion, right?
Oh, he had the passion then. He's got the passion now.
Y'all became good friends.
We did. We had that student-teacher relationship at the time. When I graduated, I continued to do landscape architecture for a couple of years, and then started into another profession. But I always kept doing some watercolors along, you know, a little bit here and a little bit there. And the last 3 or 4 years, I've really got back into it. I've done a couple of local pieces for the Tupelo Elvis Festival, and that's how this group found me for this. They'd seen my work with various Elvis images. But yeah, I still go to Mr. Funderburg for advice, for mojo, for inspiration, or, you name it, he's got it. Yeah, absolutely.
What's it like to take a blank piece of paper and then transform it into something as magical as this?
Well, the vision, the transformation, the just trying to decide what you're going to paint is the most difficult part. You know, I mean, it's pretty simple for somebody to give you a picture of a house and ask you to paint it. I mean, that's pretty easy. But when they say, okay, here's a blank canvas, make it a lot better than the one before, which is what Alexis told me for this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know if I want you to do an original image because I don't know if it can be better than the other one that I saw. So, a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
So you prayed? You probably prayed?
I just surround myself with it for weeks on end. You know, imagery, thoughts, sketches. What am I trying to get to? What am I trying to portray? What am I trying to do? And then sometimes it just smacks me right in the face. You know, literally.
What about this one?
They knew they wanted, you know, an iconic Elvis image on the stage. And my vision for it was, I looked at a lot of different concert imagery from different concerts that happened in the park. Elvis actually never played the park, but he did play Madison Square Garden. But with the event being in the park, you know, Elvis was so big, so large. I wanted it to somehow come across as bigger than the park, bigger than the city. This image was from the original 1956 concert in Tupelo. It's the exact pose, it's the exact fans. I love the camera angle because it made him so big. So that's where I started. Dropped the park in the background and then the skyline, and tried to keep the scale of the skyline.
I bet that was tough.
Yeah, tried to keep it small enough to where Elvis still kind of overpowered it.
Yeah.
And then my friend and I had an idea for the letters in the back, and kind of dropped those in, and Elvis was born in the park.
There you
so.
go. You got the Statue of Liberty.
Got all the major buildings, the Chrysler Building, the Freedom Tower, Statue of Liberty. So yeah, tried to make the New Yorkers proud.
There you go. Well, how do you use your landscape here, kind of like mission scape, where it becomes a little bit bigger than just painting?
Gosh, you know, I guess just I'm always afraid I'm going to let someone down, whether it be Mr. Funderburg or my family, my mom and dad. You know, as crazy as that sounds, I'm 41, you know, but that's what's kind of always driven me, whether it was in sports or school or in life. You know, I didn't want to let anyone down, you know, keep living for that. So a lot of pressure with the painting, but honestly, when I do something like this, something this big, which by the way, this is bigger than I ever thought it would be, the park itself, all the people, everything, but I just try not to let them down and try to make them proud.
Well, you've done well.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
When you go from here, is it the transition to your next projects? It probably takes a little time to breathe, doesn't it? I would think.
It takes some time to wind down. This is my side job. I have the normal job, whatever that is.
Yeah, right.
And then I have 3 children, two boys in baseball, a little girl that's 2 years old, a wife.
Yep.
So this is about 4th or 5th or 6th down the line. But yeah, it takes some time to unwind. I usually do, the last 3 years I've done something kind of this big. I had the 2 Elvis posters and then this. So nothing on the plans for next year. I've got something we're kind of working on, but I haven't got there yet. So.
Thank you, Brent, for being on the road in between.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing your story.
All right.